warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and greeting everyone. I am TS Dr. Nurhayati binti Muhammad Yusof, a senior lecturer in Instructional Technology from Faculty of Education, University Technology Mara. In this video, I would like to share a topic that is very close to me, close to my area of expertise, which is the importance of instructional technology knowledge and instructional design for educators. In today's education landscape, educators are no longer expected to only deliver content. We are expected to design meaningful learning experiences, integrate technology effectively, support diverse learners, encourage active participation, and prepare students for a rapidly changing in digital world. Therefore, knowledge of instructional technology and instructional design is no longer optional. It has become an essential competency for educators who want to create learning that is meaningful, engaging, inclusive, and relevant. Firstly, let us understand what is instructional technology means. Instructional technology is not simply about using digital tools, application, or online platform. It is not about using technology because it is popular or because everyone else is using it. More importantly, instructional technology is about understanding how technology can support teaching, learning, assessment, communication, engagement, and also knowledge construction. For example, an educator may use a learning management system, online quiz, interactive video, artificial intelligence, tool, simulation, e-portfolio, MOOC, or virtual learning environment. However, these tools will only become meaningful when the educator understands why the tool is used, how it supports learning outcome, and how it benefits our student. This is where instructional technology knowledge becomes very important. It helps educators make informed decisions when selecting, designing, and using technology in the teaching and learning process. Technology should not be used merely as decoration or as an additional activity. It must be aligned with the learning outcome, students' needs, teaching strategies, and assessment method. Secondly, instructional design play a very important role in helping educators plan and structure effective learning and also effective teaching. Instructional design refers to the systematic process of planning, developing, implementing, and evaluating instruction. It guides educators to think carefully about what students need to learn, how they will learn, what activities can support the learning process, and how learning achievement can be measured. One widely known instructional design model is ADDIE Model, which consists of analysis, design, develop, implementation, and also evaluation. Through this model, educators begin by analyzing students' need, learning problem, course requirement, and also available resources. Then, educators design suitable learning outcome, teaching strategies, and then learning activities and also assessment. After that, they develop the learning materials, implement them in the learning environment, and finally evaluate the effectiveness of the instruction. This systematic process is important. Why? Because effective teaching does not happen by accident. Effective teaching requires planning, alignment, creativity, reflection, and also continuous improvement. I strongly believe that educators are not only content deliverers. Educators are also designers of learning experiences. We need to design lessons that help students understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, create, collaborate, and also solve real life problems. Instructional design also help educators create constructive alignment between learning outcome, teaching and learning activities, and assessment. For example, in the learning outcome requires students to analyze a real world issues. Then, the learning activity should allow them to discuss, to compare, evaluate, and also to apply concepts. The assessment should also measure their ability to analyze, not merely their ability to memorize. This is why instructional design is very important. It ensures that what we teach, how we teach, and how we assess are connected, purposeful, and also meaningful. Thirdly, instructional technology and also instructional design help educators create more engaging and also flexible learning environment. Today's students are surrounded by digital technologies. They are familiar with social media, mobile application, video content, online collaboration, games, you just name it, okay? And also digital communication. However, being digitally active does not always mean that students know how to learn effectively using technology. This is where educators play an important role. Educators need to guide students to use technology for academic, ethical, creative, and productive purposes. With strong instructional technology knowledge, educators can design blended learning, flipped classroom, online discussion, gamified learning activities, interactive assessment, digital storytelling, e-portfolio, collaborative work, and many other forms for active learning via technology. At the same time, instructional design ensures that these activities are not random. Every activity must have a clear purpose. Every platform must support learning. Every assessment must measure the intended learning outcome. In other words, technology becomes meaningful when it is supported by strong pedagogical design. Fourthly, instructional technology and also instructional design support inclusive and accessible learning. Students come from digital background, abilities, learning preferences, digital skills, and also life situation. Some students may learn better through visual. Some may prefer discussion. Some may need hands-on activities in order to understand. Some may require more times, flexibility, or repeated access to learning materials. By applying instructional design principle, educators can provide various learning resources such as videos, lecture notes, infographic, recorded lectures, discussion forums, quizzes, digital tasks, and also interactive activities. This allows students to learn at their own pace and revisit learning material when needed. Technology can also help reduce barriers in learning. For example, captioning videos can support students with hearing difficulties or language challenges. Recorded lecture can help students revise at their own pace. Online platform can support students who face limitation in attending physical classes. Digital resources can make learning more flexible and also accessible. Therefore, instructional technology is not only about innovation, it is also about equity, access, flexibility, and also student support. Fifthly, instructional technology knowledge is important because education is continuously changing. We are now living in an era where artificial intelligence, digital learning ecosystem, virtual reality, augmented reality, data analytic, micro credential, MOOC, and open educational resources are becoming increasingly relevant in education. These developments influence how students learn, how educators teach, and how institutions design learning experiences. Educators who have strong instructional technology knowledge will be more prepared to adapt to these challenges. They will be able to select appropriate tools, evaluate digital resources, design meaningful online and blended learning, and guide students to use technology responsibly. However, educator must also be critical and also ethical. Not all technologies are suitable for all learning contexts. We must consider issues such as privacy, academic integrity, accessibility, digital well-being, and quality of information. Technology should never replace the role of educators. Instead, technology should enhance our ability to facilitate meaningful learning. In conclusion, instructional technology knowledge together with instructional design are very important for educators because they help us become more effective, reflective, creative, and also future ready. Instructional technology help us understand how to use digital tools meaningfully in teaching and learning. Instructional design help us to plan, to structure, implement, and evaluate the learning systematically. When both are combined, right, educators can create learning experience that are engaging, aligned, inclusive, flexible, and impactful. As educator, our responsibility is not only to teach content. Our responsibility is to design learning experiences that help students think, participate, collaborate, solve problems, and apply knowledge in a real life situation. Therefore, the question is no longer whether educators should use technology or not. Okay, the real question is how educators can use technology wisely, pedagogically, ethically, and meaningfully through good instructional design. Thank you very much. Right. Thank you for watching. I hope this sharing provide a clearer understanding of why instructional technology and also instructional design knowledge are essential for educators in today's teaching and learning environment. Thank you again and have a wonderful day.